Well, this is a surprise. How did you find me all the way out here? I have been hiking these trails for a long time, and it is a rare thing to come across a friend on this trail. I kind of thought I was the only one aware of this meadow. Oh, me? Oh, I have been watching a romance happen between two lovers. Can you see them? Oh, I forget. You can't see with the eyes that God has given me, but maybe you can see with the eye of imagination. Just relax your outward eye and begin to observe with your inward eye. Do you see that great fir tree? He is a man. Do you see that maple tree across that mountain lake? She is a woman. If you look into the lake of your imagination, you will see all at the same time. There is a mountain with snow on its upper heights. Do you see the birds jumping from one tree to another? Oh, that was funny. Did you see that squirrel chase that bird off of his tree? Big old tough squirrel. He ain't afraid of no bird. Oh, I was distracted. Yes, that is right. You wanted me to show you the romance between those two trees. Like I said, I have been coming to this meadow for years. I seen that maple tree when she was just a sapling. That great fir tree had already been here for a long time at that point. A couple of years had passed, and I noticed that maple tree was coming into her own. She would put out her lofty leaves, and the breeze would stir. It was as though she was saying, "Hi there, Mr. Fir Tree. What you looking at?" I could just see him straighten and even stumble in surprise for words to say. I could just see his mind racing. Oh my God, that girl just talked to me. Wait, hold on. I am getting ahead of my story. These fir trees have been on this mountain for a long time, and they know each other pretty well. Heck, they know just about everything that there is to know about things on that mountain. So one year this fir tree notices a young sapling maple coming up. They all talk amongst themselves. "Hey, Green, it looks like you're gonna have some company in a couple of summers." All of the other fir trees join in on some friendly ribbing. "Oh, Green, do you think you are going to be able to handle it when she starts coming into her own?" All the other trees started laughing a good and deep laugh. Green was turning a little brown at the thought. He straightened a little and then bowed his head just to try to hide a little from the very thought. He mumbled something that I couldn't quite hear, but I started laughing with everyone else. So a few years passed, and that conversation was nearly forgotten by everyone except me. I was curious to see how this was going to turn out. Year in and year out, she put her shiny leaves out, and then winter would come a-calling. She was a smart girl. She was learning how to put her leaves out in a more splendorous way each year. And then she was learning how to shed her leaves in a more and more eye-catching way each year. Those other fir trees were not laughing so much at old Green. They, in fact, were starting to bend around to get a closer look for themselves. Old Green was kind of liking his new celebrity status. Now all were asking him how things were on his side of the lake. Of course, no one mentioned anything about that pretty girl on the other side of the lake. But old Green, he knew exactly what was going on. Well, At least he thought he knew what was going on. After all, that girl had no idea what those boys were talking about, right? One year, old Green thought he seen young Maple looking at him with a knowing look in her eye. He immediately turned 5 shades of green and said, "No way. She can't possibly know. It just ain't possible. No way." He began whistling an old forgotten tune that made me realize that he was as embarrassed can be. I think I was the only one that noticed. I couldn't even laugh as I realized how real this was becoming. So I began to come up here to my meadow, spring in and spring out, and sure enough, I heard that sweet voice myself for the very first time right along with old Green. "Hi there, Mr. Fir Tree. What you looking at?" I think even the birds stopped jumping at the sound of that girl's voice. Oh, it was liquid soft and steady, with a twirl of mystery and surprise hidden in her manner. Oh, how hard Green tried to sound calm, cool, and collected. "Oh, hello, Maple. Me? Well, I am just growing right here where God planted me." At this, all the other trees just stopped and listened. And so did I, thank you very much. A lot of years has passed since that day. Winters would come and winters would go, and it was always the same bittersweet scene. She would shed her leaves and go deep within her treehouse. She would put big fat socks on and cover herself with a warm blanket. She would sit in her favorite little chair with a cup of cocoa and just stare out her window at old Green. Oh, she would pray for him and would talk to him and marvel that he was able to withstand such a cold winter with all its wind and snow. Sometimes it looked to her that surely he must break from all the weight of snow upon his branches. Tears would flow from her cheeks as she seen his great burdens. She knew she could never bear such a thing. Then, as though he could feel her love and kind thoughts towards him, he would shudder, he would shake and straighten himself, and then the snow would slide off of him in the face of his deep strength. I heard him one time say, "Don't worry, I am fine. This is the place God has given me. I am strong, and I need to be strong. I am the one that provides a home and a shelter for the squirrel and birds and countless other creatures that are counting on me to get them through the winter." I wonder sometimes if Maple has any idea how valuable her tears of genuine concern and kind thoughts towards Green really are. You see, God positioned Maple in her place as well. Then winter passes and Maple comes out in her full spring regalia. Then, in a nonplussed way, she says, "Hi there, Mr. Fir Tree. What you looking at?"